Crazy details were revealed about this Japanese star as the New York Yankees are linked to this top pitcher from Japan that will transform this rotation into a five-punch powerhouse in 2026. We'll break down this player and how the Yankees rotation could compete with anyone in the 2026 season. What's going on, guys? Alex Brooks back here on Yankees Digest to give you guys everything surrounding the Bronx Bombers. The New York Yankees are getting ready for this big offseason, a very important offseason for Brian Cashman to get this right, get this team right, get this team ready for a playoff push in 2026. But before we get into all of that, we're currently at 9,458 subscribers on the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers on this channel. So if you're a first-time listener, if you're a returning listener, if you just opened YouTube and just saw this video on your feed, hit that subscribe button, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the New York Yankees and how they could fit this Japanese star in this loaded rotation. But getting right into this video as we talk about the New York Yankees and their offseason plans. This is something where this offseason is going to just be huge for Brian Cashman and this New York Yankees staff in general because Aaron Judge is not getting any younger. Gerrit Cole is not getting any younger. These guys are ready to go and perform and compete for a championship. You got a little taste of that in 2024. In 2025, it was very disappointing. So now 2026, you got to try and get back to that big game, get back to the Fall Classic in 2026. And I think the road to that starts right now in free agency. And I think a piece for the New York Yankees to get in this offseason, very underrated. And I want to bring this up with you guys. Tatsuya Imai. The Cebu Lions have approved the posting of 27-year-old ace Tatsuya Imai. If the request is approved, he will have 45 days to negotiate with all 30 MLB teams. The Yankees are expected to be among the favorites to land Imai, according to sources. A little bit more on Imai. He's 27 years old, had a record of 10-5 this season with a 1.92 ERA and 178 strikeouts to just 45 walks. The right-hander has a powerful fastball and has played his entire career in Japan. Imai isn't just a touch and feel type, with his fastball sitting between 93 to 97 miles per hour and even hitting up to 99. And I think that's something that's very impressive from someone who is from Japan. There has been so many successful pitchers from Japan getting over to the MLB. You obviously have Shohei Ohtani, who is one of the best players in all of baseball. You have Yamamoto, who just won World Series MVP, had an unbelievable World Series and postseason. You have Roki Sasaki, who is playing a big part in the Los Angeles Dodgers championship in 2025. So a lot of these Japanese players are going to LA. They're trying to win a championship. Well, if you're a Mai right now, you obviously have the opportunity to go anywhere in the MLB. You don't just have to go to the Dodgers. You can go to anyone in the MLB. And I think that he should look at the New York Yankees. I mean, this pitcher has been one of the most underrated pitchers in Japan. You're looking at what he was able to do for the Cebu Lions. 10-5, a 1.92 ERA, 178 strikeouts, and just 45 walks. And I think one of the things that I wanted to bring up with you guys is that he's improved his walks per 9 innings each season. It was at his best at 2.5 in 2025. And even when he had the high walk rates in 2022 to 2024, he hasn't had a season over 3 in his ERA for the past 4 seasons. So I think that's just so impressive from Imai and how he can just really dominate in Japan and really dominate into these big markets because, Japan has kind of just been the, say developmental league for the MLB. These guys are trying to make a name for themselves all around the world. They're going in Japan. They're doing so well in their country, and now they're trying to get an opportunity to be global. And I think that's something with Ohtani and what he has been able to do at winning big in Japan, winning with the World Baseball Classic, and winning back-to-back World Series for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I think that there's so much influence from the MLB for getting these Japanese players over to the United States. And I think this is something where a lot of Japanese pitchers are going to be coming to the MLB to try to compete for championships. And I think the one thing that I want to really bring up is that you don't need to go to the Dodgers. You can make a name for yourself in the Bronx. The last time the Yankees had a big time Japanese pitcher was Masahiro Tanaka, and he was lights out for the Yankees, especially in that postseason in 2017. So he's had the success for the New York Yankees. You've seen success with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Go back to the New York Yankees and try to win. Go to a team who is all in on winning a championship every single year. And I think one thing that I really want to bring up with Imai is that he has his age at 27. And I know that might turn away a lot of people, but you got to think of this. Aaron Judge is in his 30s. Giancarlo Stanton just turned 36. Gerrit Cole is up in his 30s. So you don't really have a lot of time to really, take a young player and develop them. So they're 27. They're getting right into their prime. They're getting right into their prime as a pitcher. And I think this is perfect for Imai to come into this rotation and really develop. And I think the one thing that I just kind of wanted to bring up with this is that between his age and an intriguing four-pitch arsenal headlined by a fastball in the 95 to 99 mile per hour range, and he has a plus slider. There's a lot to like in terms of Imai's success in the MPB that might translate against major league hitters. We're predicting a 6-year, $150 million deal. Some evaluators feel Imai projects a back-end starter or even as a reliever in the majors. And I think that this is something with this rotation now, you don't need to be an ace. You don't need to be an ace in this rotation. You got Gerrit Cole, who is going to be the ace of this staff when he is back and he is healthy. You have Max Fried, who was the ace last year. He's had that experience. Now he can slide into the number 2, just not have a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Carlos Rodon, he's been an ace in the past. He's been a really good pitcher for the New York Yankees, really consistent and getting better each year. Cam Schlittler, obviously we know what he did against the Boston Red Sox, what he was able to do against the Blue Jays. Obviously they lost, but he was able to really keep them at bay. And then after that, it's, kind of just put your name in a hat and just see who is going to really be successful. You have Luis Heel, who's been up and down, hasn't been able to stay healthy, had some command issues. Clark Schmidt, he obviously went down with Tommy John, so he's going to take a while to get back. And then you have Will Warren, who is only playing in his first full season. So I think that this is something with this 5th starter. This is going to be a big question going into the 2026 season in spring training. And I think if you bring Imai in here to compete with these guys, you really are not running the risk of him. If he doesn't make it as the 5th starter, you can go with any of these other guys and put Imai in the bullpen. So you have the ability to be flexible with Imai to get him either in this rotation or get him in this bullpen and improve this bullpen as well, because the Yankees are losing guys in the bullpen as well. And, just looking a little bit more into this rotation, Rodon, Fried, Warren, Clark Schmidt, Gerrit Cole, Luis Heel, and Cam Schlittler. You're looking at that and you're like, man, this is a loaded rotation. This is a loaded rotation for the New York Yankees. I don't know how you're going to add another starter. Well, you can't have enough starters in the MLB. You can't have enough starters. And I think Imai poses someone who doesn't have a lot of film on him. He hasn't started in the MLB. And you're looking at the track record of all of these Japanese players who have had success. There's a lot more who have had success than haven't had success. And I think that this is something where the Yankees need to, just run that risk right now. They got to stop being conservative with not going and getting the big meal ticket Japanese player, because you're seeing how the Dodgers and other teams are getting these guys and they are winning championships and winning big in the MLB. So getting another guy trying to match that with the Los Angeles Dodgers, just trying to throw another wrinkle into this Yankees rotation and not be predictable and not have too much film. So I definitely think that this is something where he has experience in playing in big games. He played in the World Baseball Classic. He has been able to be lights out in Japan, now giving him an opportunity to be in the majors, play in the Bronx, play with one of the most passionate fans in the major leagues. It could just not be a better script for a guy who is trying to make a name for himself in the MLB. But that's going to do it for another edition of Yankees Digest. Appreciate all the support you guys are giving us on this channel. Before I let you go, just wanted to ask this question. Will Imai be in pinstripes in 2026? Will Tatsuya Imai be in pinstripes in 2026? Comment your thoughts down below, what you think Imai could pose as the Yankees' fifth starter. Do you think he could be in the bullpen? Are you interested in getting a Japanese player in the Bronx? Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's go Yankees, and let's get another pitcher, another star pitcher from Japan in pinstripes.